Hey everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Gerard Jebaily. I'm here to talk about hail today because we had hail across much of Maryland. We saw it from DC all the way up to Delaware, including around the Baltimore area. And, well, a lot of people were asking me, how is it we saw hail when it was 85 degrees? That's a great question. Well, hail comes from thunderstorms, and thunderstorms tend to form on those warm, spring-like days, right? Well, it was 85 degrees yesterday. Let's talk about hail formation and how that can happen. Well, the first thing to know is that the temperature at the ground was 85 degrees, but yesterday the temperature above our heads, and we're only talking a few thousand feet, had already dropped below freezing, where you can see that. But high above, say around 30,000 feet, where jet airliners usually travel, it was minus 30, so very cold. Now, thunderstorms contain strong updrafts and also downdrafts. Those updrafts take any sort of precipitation and can loft it high into the air where it's much, much colder. So hail begins as a raindrop, and it gets lofted by those strong updrafts high into the atmosphere where it's below freezing, and it forms really small hailstones at first. But over time, those drops get suspended by the air rising, that updraft. And what happens is they grow by colliding with supercooled water droplets. Supercooled water is actually water that's below freezing, yet it's still liquid. It's a very crazy process, but it can happen quite often in the atmosphere. So over time, it collects those supercooled water droplets and it grows. Sometimes it gets a liquid layer, which is just water, of course, and that will freeze high up in the atmosphere as well. But overall, those hailstones grow to a point until it's too heavy for the updraft to support it, and then they fall to the ground. Or sometimes the updraft will weaken and it drops it to the ground. So a very interesting process, and as you can tell, again, it can still be warm near the ground when that happens because all the ice forms high above where it is way below freezing. And the cool thing is also is that hail size depends on updraft strength. Some stronger updrafts, it will take a stronger updraft to create hail size that's larger, so anything above golf ball size, it needs a pretty strong updraft. And the strongest updrafts that have ever been witnessed sometimes are nearly 100 miles per hour, meaning it's rising that fast, and that's what it's going to take in order to support hail size to, say, softball size or even larger. Some of the record size hailstones, it takes an extremely strong updraft. But yesterday we had updrafts strong enough to produce a quarter to $half size hail, and it can still form on a day where we are seeing temperatures in the mid-80s to almost 90 degrees. So hopefully it helps you understand how we can have ice raining down on us on even warm spring days.